few years ago, I had a day I will never forget, but not for a good reason. I woke up at 7 a.m, sat down at my desk, and I had 47 things on my to-do list. 47. I remember counting them, and I thought, right, let's go. I worked until 9 p.m. I answered messages, I was in calls, I was ticking things off, I was moving. And by the time I closed my laptop, I was completely wrecked. Here's the thing that got to me. I sat back in my chair and I asked myself, what did I actually do today that matters? And I couldn't answer it. I had been busy for 14 hours and I had nothing meaningful to show for it. I was busy all day, but I wasn't productive. And I didn't understand the difference until I completely changed how I managed my time. Here is the thing that nobody tells you about time management. It's not about adding more hours. You cannot manufacture time. You get the same 24 hours as everyone else. That part is fixed. What you can manage, what is actually in your control, is your energy and your priority. When you look at people who seem to get more done, they don't have a secret hour that the rest of us are missing. They've got ruthless about where their best energy goes. That's it. That's the whole thing. This video is the system I actually use. Not an app I'm selling you, not some complicated framework with 17 steps, 3 principles and 3 tools that changed everything for me. I think they'll do the same for you. Let's get into it. Let's start with why most people's time management doesn't work. And I'm going to call out 2 things that almost everyone does, including me for years. The first one is the to-do list. Most people's version of time management is a to-do list. And I get it. It feels productive to write things down. But here's the problem. A to-do list has no priority. It has no time allocation. It has no energy consideration. It's just a pile of things. Adding things to a pile doesn't manage them. It just makes the pile visible. When everything is on the list, everything feels equally important. And when everything's equally important, you end up doing whatever is easiest or whatever someone just asked you about, not what actually moves the needle for you. The second thing is the calendar lie. Look at most people's calendars and you'll see they're full, but full of other people's priorities. Meetings, calls, requests that come in. Someone wanted to chat at 10. Someone booked a catch up at 2. Your own important work, the strategic stuff, the creative stuff, the things only you can do, gets squeezed into the gaps. Done with whatever energy is left over when you've spent 4 hours reacting to other people. And then there's the urgency trap. We are wired to optimize for what is loud or not what is necessarily important. The urgent always beats the important, unless you have a system that actively protects the important. An email that comes in feels urgent. Your inbox is blinking at you, but replying to that email might be the least important thing you do today. Most of the urgent stuff, if you left it for 48 hours, would easily resolve itself or turn out not to matter. The problem is that without a system, urgent always wins, and your most important work never gets done. So the first principle is this: stop managing your hours, start managing your energy. Not all hours are equal, I know that now. In the morning, first thing, before the day gets busy, I am sharp. I can think clearly, I can write, I can strategize, I can make decisions. That is my peak window. By mid-afternoon, I'm a different person. I can do emails, I can have a conversation, I can handle admin, but if you ask me to sit down and do deep, creative, difficult thinking at 3 p.m, it is going to take me 3 times as long and the output will be half as good. For years I fought this. I'd schedule calls in the morning because that's when other people wanted them. I'd do my admin first because it felt easier to get it out of the way, and I'd save the important hard work for later, when I had nothing left in the tank. Now I design my day around my energy instead of fighting. Here's what I want you to do. For 1 week, just pay attention. Notice when you feel most alert, when thinking feels easier, when you're naturally more creative and focused. That is your peak window, and it is probably 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in the first half of your day for most people. But it might be different for you. The point is to find it. Once you know it, protect it. Block it in your calendar. Mark it as unavailable. No meetings during that window. No calls. No checking messages. That time is for your most important work only. 1 hour of peak energy work is worth 3 hours of depleted work. I genuinely believe that. Stop saving your best work for when you're having nothing left. Give it your best hour. We're halfway through. If this is landing for you, do me a favor and hit subscribe. Every week I put out a video like this one. Real frameworks, real experiences, no fluff. The subscribe button is right here. Alright, let's keep going. The second principle is what I call the minimum viable day. And this one changed my mornings completely. Every morning before I open email, before I check messages, before I do anything reactive, I identify 3 tasks. Not 20, not 10, 3. The 3 things that if I get them done today, the day was a success, regardless of what else happens or falls apart. These are my MIT, my most important task. They go into my Notion dashboard first thing, and everything else, everything is secondary. Why 3? Because your brain has limited willpower. Decision fatigue is real. If you try to protect 20 things, you protect nothing. But if you commit to 3 things, and you protect those 3 things with everything you have, you will make real progress on what actually matters. At the end of the day, if those 3 are done, it was a good day. Even if your inbox blew up, even if a meeting ran long, even if the afternoon went sideways, 3 meaningful things done. Good day. Here's the rule I hold to. MIT number 1 gets done before email is open, before meetings start, before the day starts reacting. Because the moment you open your inbox, you're working on someone else's agenda. You're in response mode. And once you're there, it is very hard to get back to your own priority. I want to be honest with you here. There are days where I only get 1 of the 3 done. Genuinely. Sometimes life happens. Things fall apart and I only get through 1. But that 1 is always the most important one. And 1 meaningful thing done really well beats a full day of business every single time. Try it tomorrow morning. Before you touch your phone, before you open anything, write 3 tasks. The 3 that matter most to you. Start with number 1. The third principle is time blocking, and this is where it all comes together. Stop managing a to-do list, start managing a calendar. Time blocking is simple. Every task gets a time slot. If it is not in the calendar, it does not get done. Because if something important is not scheduled, it is not a priority. It is just a wish. Here's how I do it. Every Sunday evening, I sit down for about 20 to 30 minutes and I plan the week. I look at what needs to happen, my most important tasks for each day, my creative work, my exercise, anything important. I block time for all of it first. Meetings and calls fill in around that, not the other way around. Most people let meetings fill the calendar and then they try to squeeze their important work in around them. That's backwards. You protect your important work first, then you allow other things in. If you have multiple roles, and a lot of people watching this do, whether it's running a business, side projects, family, theme days are a game changer. One day is your creative day, one day is your meetings and calls, one day is admin and finance. The reason this works is that context switching is expensive. Every time you switch from deep creative work to a phone call, to a spreadsheet and back, you lose time and you lose energy. Batching similar work together keeps you in one mode for longer. And here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. You cannot time block effectively without saying no to something, not rudely, not aggressively, but clearly I have something scheduled at that time. Is always true. If you've blocked your calendar correctly, you don't need to explain yourself. You just need to protect your time. Alright, let me put it all together. This is my actual week structure, not theory, just what I do. Sunday evening, 20 minutes, I plan the week. I look ahead, I set my most important task for each day, and I block time for everything that matters. Deep work first, everything else around it. Each morning, before I open anything, I confirm today's 3 most important tasks. Sometimes they carry from Sunday's plan, sometimes something has shifted. Either way, 3 tasks written down, most important tasks, 1 first. Morning, peak hours, deep work only. This is where I do creative work, strategic thinking. Anything that requires real mental effort. My best energy goes here. Mid-morning, if there are meetings or calls for the day, this is usually when they go. Afternoon, email, admin, lighter tasks. The things that don't require peak energy. End of the day, 5 minutes, I review what moved, what didn't, and what carries to tomorrow. I close the loop so I'm not carrying it around in my head all evening. The result of this system is not that I get everything done. I don't. Nobody does. The result is that the right things get done consistently. Week after week, the work that matters actually moves forward instead of getting buried under busyness. Here's what I want you to do tonight. 2 things, and only 2. Firstly, identify your peak energy window. When in the day are you at your sharpest? When does thinking feel clearest? Write it down. That is your protected time starting this week. Second, write tomorrow's 3 most important tasks before you go to sleep tonight. Just 3. The 3 things that if you do them tomorrow, the day will have been worth it. And commit. Most important task 1 gets done before you open your inbox. That's it. 2 things. Try it for 1 week and pay attention to what changed. Time management is not complicated. It's not about apps or systems with 20-step frameworks. It's about knowing what matters, protecting the time and energy to do it, and being honest with yourself about the difference between being busy and being productive. I learned this the hard way. I hope you don't have to. On this channel, I break down 1 life skill every week so you can build a better life. 1 conversation, 1 habit, and 1 system at a time. That's what Digital Perivalon is about. Life, knowledge, productivity. Thanks for watching.